Ганна Gopko served as a chair of the Ukrainian Parliament's Foreign Affairs Committee from 2014 to 2019. She joins us now from Warsaw in Poland. Ганна Gopko, welcome. You've been lobbying a number of foreign governments, particularly Western governments, on a wide range of issues. What have you been asking for and what's the response been?
So the key for Ukraine, for Ukrainian future victory, is to receive maximum military assistance immediately. And of course, we are also lobbying no-fly zone or even the freedom breach to provide military and humanitarian assistance aid to Western Ukraine. And also sanctions, which are really important, and also expansion of sanctions on Russian oligarchs, State Duma officials, embargo on all commodities from Russia, oil, gas. And actually now we are campaigning, collecting evidences of all Putin's, crime against humanity, because Putin will be stopped in Ukraine and then he will be punished. An international tribunal, this is what Putin, Lavrov, Shoigu, and all the killers who are now involved in this full-scale escalation against Ukraine. So actually,
one of the people that you met was the US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken. Of these ideas that you've put forward, which did he agree to support?
So State Secretary Blinken mentioned embargo, that the US will stop buying Russian oil. Also tougher sanctions on Russian oligarchs, including Abramovich, Friedman, Deripaska, and all of them. And actually, we hope to see more military assistance, because the US is a security guarantor of Ukraine when Ukraine gave up the third largest nuclear power in 1994.
You talked, though, about military assistance, more military assistance than maximum. What do you mean by that? Because they've already, a lot of countries have already offered armoury, hardware, but they don't want to get involved with the actual battle itself.
Let's be honest, Russian war against NATO already started. The battlefield is Ukraine. And today, you just reported about a Russian rocket strike on Yavoriv. It's a peacekeeping and security or military base in Western Ukraine. It's just 30 kilometers to Ukraine-Poland border. So isn't this is a signal that Putin will not stop in Ukraine? So this is why Ukrainian victory, geopolitically important, to stop tyranny, authoritarian regimes, and not to allow another, like China, to follow Russia and behave in similar way in the Indo-Pacific region.
But the war may be coming closer and closer to NATO members, but it is still within the Ukrainian territory. So the NATO members themselves are not yet involved. So how likely do you really think it is, when so many military experts have said a no-fly zone is not going to happen? Why would NATO change its mind?
So look, if we have more drones, we could more effectively stop Russian tanks, which are now moving to attack Kyiv. If we have more Stingers, this will also help us, together with javelins, to win this war and not to allow all these attacks from the air on Ukraine. So this is why when we are asking and demanding, we are not asking Americans, please send us your troops. No, we have enough fighting spirit within our armed forces. Also, you know that territorial defense of Ukraine, which is a volunteer branch of armed forces, already have more than 100,000 of people joined to territorial defense. So it's about bringing us more military assistance, more ammunition, and within these 17 days, remember, many foreign experts, they predicted that within 3 days, Putin's blitzkrieg will be successful. But no, now it's 17 days. And I'm sure that in Russia, many oligarchs and even FSB, GRU, and Chechnya guys, they are now thinking maybe it's a time to replace Putin, because everything is happening in Russian economy with Putin's oligarch abroad.
But we have seen support for President Putin and what he's doing in Ukraine as a sign that some Russians are happy that he is reasserting the authority of the Kremlin in the region. You mentioned drones. Drones are not the same as a no-fly zone, because a no-fly zone, according to many commentators, would mean that you would have to take out Russian facilities inside Russia. That would be a massive escalation, surely.
So let's be honest. So actually, this is Russian missiles, Russian rockets. They are at the Ukrainian territory. So we have our own right to protect Ukrainian sky using support from our strategic partners. So actually, it's about, we are not like trying to destroy Russian rockets at the Russian territory. So this is Ukrainian territory.
Let's move on and talk about the other talks that you've been having, and this idea of working on a plan for economic reconstruction of Ukraine. That surely is premature at the moment. Why are you thinking about it right now?
So first, we have to secure a banking system of Ukraine, and also to receive financial support from international organizations like IMF, European Bank of Reconstruction and Development, to help Ukrainians within these days to survive. Because my family, all my friends, we are now giving money to buy cars, to buy vests, helmets, and others. So this is why we need to keep Ukrainian economy in a functioning position. So this is first, the support from international community during the war. But no doubt that Ukraine's victory is coming. So we have to use time now to prepare this post-victory agenda, post-war plan, first to recover economy, to rebuild infrastructure, and actually to think about macroeconomic stabilization, microeconomic support to small and medium businesses, and also how to bring innovations. You know that Ukraine is among top 5 producer of food or exporter of food. And it's also important that we are preparing for spring. And second reason, I have a dream. Let me share it with you and with your audience. You know that Russians destroyed the biggest cargo airplane in the world. This is Antonov Dream IH-2025. So I'm sure that after victory, with the support of our Western partners, we will have serial production of such biggest cargo airplane. Because in Ukraine, we have technologies, we have brain people, we have ideas, and this is our contribution. And let me also tell you honestly, so Ukraine is not just a breadbasket of Europe like it used to be. Also, Ukraine is a spiritual leader, spiritual basket to the European continent. So this is not just the idea to punish Putin's regime, because Putin, Lavrov, Shoigu, Naryshkin, and all these mafia guys, they just captured Russian state. And this is why we demand to recognize Putin's Russia as a state sponsor of terrorism, and Wagner Group, private military entities, as a terroristic organizations for everything they've done in Africa, in Syria, in Donbass, and now in Ukraine, because all of them should be sitting at international tribunal together with Putin.
Ганна Гопко, former chair of Ukraine's Foreign Affairs Committee, thank you very much for talking to us.